6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Prime Minister has assured to provide all possible resources to the National Disaster Management Authority to effectively cope with climate-induced challenges in the country. The Bulletin budget for the next fiscal year will be presented in the Provincial Assembly in Quetta tomorrow. Post-Hajj flight operation to bring back Pakistani Hujjaj from Saudi Arabia began today. In the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, a complete shutdown will be observed tomorrow to protest against the visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to the held territory. 35 Palestinians were martyred in the unabated Israeli strikes across the besieged Gaza during the last 24 hours. In the ICC T20 World Cup 2024 Super Stage match between India and Afghanistan will be played at Bridgetown today. And now the news in detail. The Prime Minister Mohammad Shahbaz Sharif has expressed the hope that the National Disaster Management Authority would prove to be a safety wall for Pakistan against the impacts of climate change. He made the remarks during a visit to the National Emergencies Operations System of National Disaster Management Authority in Islamabad today. He assured to extend maximum resources for capacity building of the National Disaster Management Authority, both in terms of human resource development and provision of necessary equipment. He said world-class centres should be selected both inside and outside the country for the training of human resource in disaster preparedness and response. The Prime Minister also emphasised the importance of greater coordination between the centre and the federating units to effectively deal with the challenge of climate change. He said a comprehensive plan should be worked out in consultation with the provinces for the procurement of necessary equipment in order to ensure complete preparedness and readiness in the face of any calamity. The Prime Minister said due to climate change, Pakistan is in the red zone and among the top 10 vulnerable countries. The Prime Minister was briefed about the capabilities of the National Emergencies Operations System enabled by multiple satellite feeds, softwares and artificial intelligence tools, early warning systems and preparedness strategies. The briefing also highlighted National Emergencies Operations System's capability to forecast weather patterns 6 to 10 months in advance, not only at the national but regional level. During the briefing, the National Disaster Management Authority's newly developed mobile application to effectively prepare for and respond to potential disasters was also showcased. The Deputy Resident Representative for the United Nations Development Programme, Juan Nguyen, called on the coordinator to the Prime Minister on Climate Change, Romina Khurshid Alam, in Islamabad today. During the meeting, both the sides discussed matters related to the climate risk mitigation, climate finance for adaptation and mitigation measures, agriculture insurance, and urban flood resilience. The United Nations Development Programme representative assured her organization's all-out support to access the financial and technical support provided by the initiative to build Pakistan's climate resilience. The Balochistan budget for the next fiscal year will be presented in the Provincial Assembly in Quetta tomorrow. The Finance Minister Mir Shoaib Nosherwani will present the budgetary proposals and document in the Provincial Assembly at 4 p.m. Pakistan's ambassador to the United States, Sardar Masood Khan, presented his credentials to the Governor-General of the Commonwealth of Bahamas, Cynthia A. Pratt, as non-resident High Commissioner Designate of Pakistan. In his remarks on the occasion, Sardar Masood Khan expressed the resolve to work towards enhancing bilateral relations between Pakistan and Bahamas. The Governor-General Cynthia A. Pratt said Bahamas recognizes Pakistan's significant contributions to regional stability and global peacekeeping efforts. This is Radio Pakistan. The post-Hajj flight operation to bring back Pakistani Hujjaj from Saudi Arabia began today. This year, around 160,000 Pakistanis performed the religious obligation under both the government and the private Hajj schemes. The first post-Hajj flight carrying 149 pilgrims landed at the Multan International Airport today. On the first day of the post-Hajj flight operation, a batch of 1,723 Hujjaj was scheduled to leave Makkah for different destinations in Pakistan. The post-Hajj flight operation will culminate on the 21st of next month. The Ministry of Religious Affairs has announced arrangements for distribution of Zamzam water under the government scheme to Hujjaj. The ministry has made all airlines responsible through an agreement and arrangement to facilitate Hujjaj at designated points to collect Zamzam water. Hujjaj have been urged to collect Zamzam water from their airports concerned. The Special Investment Facilitation Council has provided an enabling environment for investment and business development in the country by working with utmost diligence and dedication over the last 1 year. The most important of the measures is the provision of facility for investors in the information technology sector to repatriate up to 50% of their profits. According to the data released by the State Bank of Pakistan, IT exports have grown by 62%. Similarly, the establishment of the Office of the Investment Ombudsman has provided a platform to investors to resolve their issues efficiently and invest with confidence. Since June last year, the Special Investment Facilitation Council has made many amendments at the policy level, due to which efficiency of the government system has greatly improved. Under the policy measures, the visa policy has been revised by removing unnecessary barriers. In the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, a complete shutdown will be observed tomorrow to protest against the visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to the held territory. The call for the strike has been given by the All Parties Hurriyat Conference to condemn Modi's visit, as it is an attempt to mislead the international community about the real situation in the occupied territory. In a statement in Srinagar, the All Parties Hurriyat Conference spokesman, Advocate Abdur Rashid Minhas, said the strike is a response to India's illegal occupation, revocation of Kashmiri's political rights, and the ongoing atrocities in the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. He also called on the international community to take immediate action to resolve the Kashmir dispute, which poses a significant threat to regional peace and exacerbates the suffering of the Kashmiri people. 35 Palestinians were martyred and 130 injured in the unabated Israeli strikes and bombardment across the besieged Gaza enclave during the last 24 hours. Gaza's health ministry said the martyrdom toll of Palestinians in the Israeli aggression since October 7 last year has now risen to over 37,431. Meanwhile, the Israeli tanks backed by warplanes and drones have advanced deeper into the western part of Rafah. Heavy shelling and gunfire hit the tents of displaced families in the Al-Mawasi area. People living by the beach have also started to leave toward Khan Yunis and central areas in fear because of the continued bombardments. Pakistani climber Samar Khan has successfully scaled Mount Elbrus, the highest peak in Europe, and descended the peak by snowboarding. Hailing from Dir area of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Samar Khan becomes the first Pakistani to reach the summit of Mount Elbrus, standing tall at 5,642 meters in Russia. She accomplished this remarkable feat and proudly hoisted the Pakistani flag on the summit. Cricket. In the ICC T20 World Cup 2024 Super 8 stage, the match between India and Afghanistan will be played at Bridgetown today. The match will start at 7:30 this evening. And finally, the weather report. Windstorm and thunderstorm rain is expected at isolated places in Kashmir, Gilgit-Baltistan, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Potohar region, South Punjab and northeast Balochistan during the next 12 hours. Hot and dry weather is likely in other parts of the country. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.